Good morning, guys. It's wet out here. So I'm watching the president last night, and I can only come away with what a letdown. I had really high hopes for Ramaphosa. I wished him well. I thought that he might be the man to turn us around, and to date, Mr. President, Mr. Ramaphosa, you have done nothing to allay the fears of ordinary South Africans everywhere. I tried to listen to all of your speech last night. It was hard to listen. Mr. President, when you speak of we have made mistakes, all governments make mistakes. It is human to err. However, the theft, Mr. President, of hundreds of millions of rands meant for the poor can never be washed away as a mistake. Never. It is inexcusable. The fact, Mr. President, that so little action is taken against the people accused of doing this, it is not only heartbreaking, it is shameful. I think that your hand has been forced with the closures, and for the people who are still putting posts out there to confuse because of their own opinions. Guys, you know what? Your PhDs in medicine is going to kill us. COVID is here, it is real, and it is killing. If you haven't lost anyone to it yet, I am happy for you. But show some respect for those of us that have. Anyway, Mr. President, I know that your hand was forced. With regards to the lockdown, there's nothing anyone can do about that. We need to flatten the curve. We need to arrest the spread. I agree with you 100%. But you've put many of us out of work again. Mr. President, I don't hear you say anything about food relief. It means it becomes the prerogative of NGOs and people who care to try and fill the gaps that you're leaving, and the gaps are obvious. Mr. President, no one planned for COVID, man. No one saw this coming, and it's hurting. But I will give you an example of your predecessor, probably the most criticized man in the history of post-apartheid South Africa. When Jacob Zuma came into that hot seat, he did what Thabo Mbeki refused to do. He dealt decisively with the healthcare crisis. He immediately made available free antiretrovirals so poor people could live. When I compare that to you dilly-dallying, Mr. President, with vaccination, and I don't think you spent 2 minutes talking about the most important part, vaccination. You didn't deal with it, Mr. President. As a country, we still don't know where we stand. And it's sickening that more of us will lose our parents because Rome was burning and Mr. Ramaphosa was playing his violin. Mr. President, when I think about it, you have been our president for a little bit more than 2 years now, and the benefits of the poor are still negligible. It's as if you fail to acknowledge us, as if you fail to see us. And when I say us, Mr. President, I don't regard myself as poor in the South African context. I still have a little bit to give. But our poor, the shack dwellers, the homeless, the unemployed, the unemployable, those people are dying because of your inaction, because of the factional infighting within the ANC. We're talking about food relief again. The people who have largely sponsored us as we put up 40-odd soup kitchens during the first lockdown, those people have no more to give. What is to become of the people who have become dependent on our efforts? Mr. Ramaphosa, I no longer think that you are the man to lead this country. Sorry, guys. I don't think that you are the man to lead this country. I don't think that you have any empathy for the rest of us. I don't think you have the common sense or the decisiveness to make decisions to turn the ANC around. I don't think you have. I should not be speaking on ANC matters, but You know what? It is the ANC that governs this country. And you know what? On that topic, the DA doesn't get away scot-free either, because now Mr. Alan Wind is going to be very quiet. He's not going to talk about the COVID hospitals that he closed all across this province. They're not going to talk about the PPE thefts that went on here, where people like Nora Gross and Debbie Schuyfer them are implicated in the things that have gone on here, where the poor have been robbed of a fighting chance to live. And we can't make a political tool out of COVID, but I need to know, man, all these political parties that have such a lot to say, where have you guys been since lockdown 1? Not even a press statement released. I suppose all of you are going to come out here fighting as if you are our saviors now. I suppose all of you are going to be handing out food parcels now. We needed those parcels a year ago. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where this country is going. I don't know, guys, if this is a winnable fight. Honestly, I don't. What I do know is that we have to fight it, because these people will kill us all. Be safe out there. Sanitize, mask up. Take it easy.